you tweeted earlier, linking the closing of the country to your election success in November. Is this Easter timeline based on your political interests?
What do you mean by my election success? No.
You tweeted. You said that the media wants the country to remain closed to hurt your odds
No,
of
I think
being
the
reelected.
media. Yeah, no, the media would like to see me do poorly in the election. I think
lawmakers and economists on both sides of the aisle have said that reopening the country by Easter is not a good idea. What is that plan based on?
Just so you understand. Are you ready? I think there are certain people that would like it not to open so quickly. I think there are certain people that would like it to do financially poorly because they think that would be very good as far as defeating me at the polls. And I don't know if that's so, but I do think it's so that there are people in your profession that would like that to happen. I think it's very clear. I think it's very clear that there are people in your profession that write fake news. You do. She does. There are people in your profession that write fake news. They would love to see me for whatever reason, because we've done one hell of a job. Nobody's done the job that we've done. And it's lucky that you have this group here right now for this problem, or you wouldn't even have a country left, okay?
This is CBS's Paula Reed giving a clinic in what good reporting looks like and finally asking the right questions to hold Trump accountable. And that is because amid Trump's increasing calls to reopen the country, despite the fact that we are in the absolute worst of this pandemic, no one seems to be confronting him with the obvious here, which is that he's clearly trying to get people back to work anyway because he thinks a strong economy and stock market will help him in the next election. And yet Trump has been playing it off per usual as if the worst is behind us and that the American people just can't wait to get out there and put themselves in the middle of a viral outbreak.
Let's go to work. Our country wasn't built to be shut down. This is not a country that was built for this. It was not built to be shut down.
When everything we're doing. Who suggested that?
I just thought it was a beautiful time.
And of course, once Trump has landed on a talking point, he tries to will it into existence by repeating it from here until eternity. Because he then took to Twitter with the same concept, tweeting, "The lamestream media is the dominant force in trying to get me to keep our country closed as long as possible in the hope that it will be detrimental to my election success. The real people want to get back to work ASAP. We will be stronger than ever before." And yet, in reality, the only people advocating for reopening the country are those who serve as mouthpieces for Trump, a list that includes Republican officials and Fox News personalities.
Tucker, no one reached out to me and said, as a senior citizen, are you willing to take a chance on your survival in exchange for keeping the America that all America loves for your children and grandchildren? And if that's the exchange, I'm all in. And that doesn't make me noble or brave or anything like that. I just think there are lots of grandparents out there in this country, like me. I have 6 grandchildren. That what we all care about and what we love more than anything are those children. And I want to, live smart and see through this, but I don't want the whole country to be sacrificed.
I would rather have my children stay home and all of us who are over 50 go in and keep this economy going and working. Even if we all get sick, I'd rather die than kill the country, because it's not the economy that's dying, it's the country.
Dr. Hotez said that the best estimate right now of the mortality rate here in the United States is 0.7 or 0.8%, as in less than 1%. Now, every life matters, and you don't want to minimize any of them, but when the mortality rate is that low, what is the balance?
And the reason that those are the only people advocating for this is because the rest of us have decided that we don't want to die, and we definitely don't want to see our parents or grandparents die. And that's not me being dramatic. The death count has been surging. In just a few weeks, we've gone from 0 to over 1,000, with half of those coming in just the last 2 days. And with over 68,000 confirmed cases, a number that is rising exponentially, we're certain to see many more deaths in the days and weeks and months to come. So if I'm not jumping out of my skin to reopen the country for myself and my loved ones, it's because unlike Trump, the data doesn't lie, and the last thing it's saying is we should be relaxing any regulations right now. In fact, Paula Reed literally tells Trump point blank that lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have said that opening the country by Easter is not a good idea. And it pretty much says it all that Trump has no scientific answer to the question, but complains that he thinks people want it to stay closed because it'll hurt him in the election, thereby proving that the only thing on his mind in his decision making is politics. And look, we knew that. Anyone with a fraction of a brain would see that what's happening in the United States right now is among the worst crises we've seen in modern American history. The idea that we would discard our only life-saving measure, which is social distancing, is so utterly stupid that I can't put it into words. But to then hear Trump bring up the fact that it's all political himself goes to show that he's not even ashamed to admit it. And that should scare everyone, because it's proof that nothing, be it the collapse of our healthcare system or dead bodies continuing to pile up right below his nose, will supersede his desire to play politics.